Hello, I want to welcome you to Kingdom Success University, which is a faith based podcast that teaches kingdom principles in a practical but strategic way. Some of the key principles that will be highlighted but not limited to are effective communication, developing a success mindset, leadership skills, how to develop healthy relationships, finances, character, and much more. Let us explore how you can personally expand your capacity to succeed in life. Jodi-Ann is a native from Jamaica, born and raised there for 9 years. Moved to the U.S. with her family, Jodi-Ann has one daughter who is 4 years young. She has an associate's in business management and accounting while completing her bachelor's in accounting. She currently works in insurance from home while growing and expanding her professionalism. When Jodi-Ann is not working, she loves spending time with family, assisting people with emotional, mental, and physical growth, and working out. Jodi-Ann has been in fitness for over a decade, a certified Zumba instructor while getting her personal training certification. She loves life and believes all people are created for their own special purpose. Well, welcome, Kingdom members, to Kingdom Success University, where we do teach Kingdom principles in a practical but strategic way. Welcome. I want to thank you for tuning in. We do have a guest speaker here, Jodi-Ann. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, James. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, I want to thank you so much for joining us, speaking some truth into us today. I'm excited about the topic here. But just to give the audience a background, how we actually met. So we became Facebook friends a couple of months back, and I started noticing some posts that you put out there as far as in fitness, doing Zumba work. And I noticed you're getting into like jewelry and all about, beauty, natural beauty. And so one time you posted a video of you doing a Zumba with everyone in there. One of them was like struggling, but she was getting it. So I loved it.
Yeah, she got it.
yeah, she got it. And so I was like, hey, let me bring her in and see what she could teach us. And that's how we got connected. So
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. So we had a conversation offline and we talked about a topic. Which I know you're excited about. So, hey, I'll let you reveal to the audience what that topic is.
All right. So the topic that we're going to go over today is called Fitness for Life. And you kind of just want me to go in details of how that came about, or?
Yeah. So no, that's great, right? Fitness for life. I mean, because again, I know that in this world now, fitness is a huge thing, especially with the pandemic. And I've seen Will Smith, who's doing a YouTube video of his transformation, and a lot of celebrities are getting into that. So, hey, why don't you take the audience through, at a high level, how did you get introduced to fitness?
All right. So getting into fitness for me, essentially, it was just a way for me to learn to love myself. Because, in this world, it's, so much going on, James. A lot of, negative things. And it kind of comes in on you, especially when you're trying to make it in the world in a positive way. So I had to learn to love me. And, coming up, I wasn't always, at the forefront of everybody's attention. Shy, a little awkward maybe. But fitness kind of helped me find pieces of me that I didn't know was there, or they were always there, but I kind of hid it away. So it essentially helped me to love myself, taking care of my health. That was a big one. In high school, my blood pressure was high, iron low. All kinds of things were happening, and I wasn't even in college yet. And I was like, something got to change. My body was talking to me, and I started listening. So that prompted me to get into fitness as well. And then really what pushed it over the edge is when I learned Zumba, which is where you found me at. I got into Zumba over 10 years ago almost now. And it has just changed my life dramatically because I love dancing. So that was the key way to work out. So that's how I got into fitness.
Right. Now you do have a degree in health, right? If I'm not mistaken, or is it business?
I'm working on that one. I have an
Yes.
associate's degree in another thing, but in the
Okay.
business. But yeah, I'm working on that one. That one's
Yeah.
coming. And I'm
So,
practicing along the way.
so you're an expert at this. I mean, doing something for 10 plus years, I mean, that makes you an expert in a
Yeah.
sense, right? So,
It's a
so you
doctorate
bring,
degree, essentially.
yeah,
Of
exactly.
experience.
So you definitely have credibility there. So that's
Yes,
great. That's
sir.
great. So then,
Absolutely.
so with you being introduced to fitness, right? Because again, we're talking about kingdom. We're talking about success. And
Uh-huh.
success is just not in monetary things, but success can be success in relationships, but
Hmm.
specifically for you is health. So,
Right.
what life changes did you make to fit that into your life?
Okay. So when my life changes, I had to accommodate the workouts. I had to just get myself out of the mindset that I don't have time because it was essential for me to live a longer life, for me to take 30 minutes out of my day. And accommodating that time it made me realize what my priorities were. So it was a priority change for me. I had to grow up a little bit quicker than my peers because I realized that my health was important. So, no, I'm not going to party on the weekends because I'm trying to hit this goal weight over here. And if I go out with y'all, I know I'm gonna eat, I'm about to drink. I'm gonna be honest, I was in church, but
Oh
there's gonna be some
yeah.
drinking up in there, okay? I know all this stuff is about to happen if I didn't, give my weekends away. So there was a lot of weekends, and even now, as I'm older, rarely will you see me go out on the weekend because I'm at a very tight regimen. I had to be very scheduled with how my body reacted to food and different things. So that was a big life change for me. No more hanging out like that. So
Yeah.
that was enormous.
So with those life changes, so it sounds to me like those were sacrifices that were necessary for you to live a certain type of way,
Mm-hmm.
in order to support the lifestyle that you wanted.
Right.
Right. And so let's just kind of take a step back and just educate the audience on like motivations, right? So what motivations led you to being dedicated to this, right? Because you didn't wake up one day and just say, okay, I'm just going to be fit. So what was some of those motivating factors for you?
This is a big one for me, James, because everybody's motivation is different. So I always love hearing that. It's the backstory to the catalyst that set the fire on. So for me, it was me loving myself. That was a big motivation. Um, it was the fact that I wanted to build generational wealth. Because I knew that if I say that man above is my father, I have that ability to do it while I'm here. And what better avenue to get there than taking care of your health? So I'm at least living long enough to enjoy what comes with, the wealth. Because there's no point in having the money if you're not healthy enough to enjoy it. So I knew that needed to be the foundation of anything and everything. So that was a big motivator for me, being able put put myself through something and say I'm going to do it and actually go through with it all the way. That's proven myself to me that I can do it. It's a big motivator. And then now my daughter came into the picture about 4 going on 5 years now, and she catches on to things so fast. And she's growing up so quick. I'm like, okay, so if I do this, she gonna see that and she gonna run with it. And
Yeah.
she actually works out with me sometimes. So that became a motivating factor because now my daughter's into it, and I know she can do something with it because she's starting at a young age. So hey, let's go ahead and keep this going. So that motivated me as well. So it was a lot of different factors. And as time goes by, those motivation factors change and it becomes more personal and deeper.
Right, which is very important for the audience to know that everybody's motivating factors are different. But again, for you, because you want to build generational wealth, which is very unique, because sometimes people don't necessarily think about that when it comes to wealth. They
Mm-hmm.
think of wealth again as money, but it's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, hey, what's the point of having $500,000 a year, but you're in the hospital? Constantly, right?
Right.
Um, which
Absolutely.
is very important,
Mm-hmm.
which is very
Extremely
very important.
important.
Yeah, it's definitely important. So no, that's good because I can tell you, as far as in some of my motivating factors, because I'm a big health
Yeah, I've
guy.
seen that.
Yeah, so
Very
I
nice.
run anywhere between 7 to 10 miles a day.
Uh-huh.
Working out, eating right. Now, again, I do have cheat days, so I try to
Of
learn
course.
those cheat days
Uh-huh.
as in eating. But what leads to a good point, as far as in nutrition. Now, we talked about this. So, what are some of the struggles that you face? But let's be honest, because you train other people as well, like with Zumba and
Yeah.
other training sessions you put out there.
Yeah.
What are some of the struggles that people face in terms of nutrition?
So since like you said, it's a struggle. It's personal to me because I think even people that we look at as being, perfect, they have a nice body and everything. I think that's something that everybody's gonna struggle with because the human body just likes things that taste good. That's how it was
Yeah.
designed. We came out the womb wanting something to eat. So that's how we're programmed. We're wired that way. So to fight, you had to train your mind to fight against what you've been programmed and taught was good. Because we grew up. I mean, obviously I'm from Jamaica, but we had fast food restaurants, even though we had natural foods and stuff.
Yeah.
So I kind of grew up on both sides of it. I had the natural and I had the fast food, but I always kind of went towards the fast food. Even though I knew the natural was there. And now as I'm getting older, I'm trying to lean back more towards the natural, and the fast food is just like really there. And it's a battle. It's really a struggle. And for me personally, it's sweets, which it's been proven by researchers that sweets are as bad as any drug as far as the addiction part goes. So anybody that's addicted to sugar or anything like that, it does become a literal addiction. You have to wean yourself off of it. So it's a lot when it comes to nutrition. It's really a mind game. That's why working out, it makes you a little bit more mentally strong. You want to see your results, so you're going to kind of cut back a little bit more on the food so you can see all this hard work you're putting in. So it kind of goes hand in hand with that.
Yes, sweets are a weakness of mine. For the audience, for
Yes.
those who don't know, my favorite sweet is Reese cups. So I
Wow.
do love some Reese. Thank you. So if anybody sends me Reese cups, I will love you for life. Thank you so
Uh,
much for that. But
oh,
no, I think that this is a huge factor that
mhm.
nutrition has been a struggle for a lot of people. Like
Yeah.
even for like my family. I know like
Hmm.
my family are big on this keto diet. I think I'm saying that right. I think it's keto.
Keto. I think it's keto.
Keto. Sorry, I said
Yeah.
keto, but keto. I've been saying a lot of things wrong. Sorry about that.
It's
But
okay.
keto diet,
Yes,
and it's like
absolutely.
okay, cool, but then people are like gaining weight back, and it's like what is going on? And I even see like
Yikes.
celebrities. I forget the lady's name off of It Takes Two. You remember that movie It Takes Two with
Yeah,
the
I
twins,
remember what
Olsen
you're talking
twins.
about. Yeah.
The lady, I forget her name, but every year she would be like, "Oh, I gained all this weight," and then she'll come back and like, "Oh, I lost 50 pounds," and I'm like, why do you keep gaining and then losing and gaining and then losing, right?
Right. Why?
Right. So yeah, so it's definitely a struggle.
Yeah.
But so in that, you said something. And let's take a little bit of time to talk about this. So you
Uh-huh.
said it's a mindset. And in this, you and I talked about this, and I called it the warrior et, the
Uh-huh.
warrior versus warrior et mindset.
Right.
But it's like a battlefield. Like it's like literally going out on a battlefield and literally fighting for your health
Oh
because
yeah.
it's so easy to fall into bad habits. Fried chicken,
Mm.
French fries, because the body loves it, and and again, French fries are like one of my favorites. I'm like,
Oh
I can't eat
yeah.
French fries.
Yeah, we love French
So
fries.
walk people through that mindset that you have and how do they develop that mindset of consistency?
Right. So consistency is basically you just replace one bad habit a day with something good. Um, it's no different than, practicing something. You start playing the guitar, you don't even know what the letters of the strings are. But over time, you realize what each string does. Then you start reading the music notes and you start realizing, okay, so this string goes with this music note. And it's just a consistency thing. You just gotta train your mind to say, okay, I'm just gonna do one thing a day. People look at it as like, oh, it's this big thing, and they want to do it right now. And that's the society we live in. It's a fast-paced, fast food, everything fast society. So we want it right now. But it's really just small things over time, and it just adds up into big results. And for me, it was just, okay, I noticed that I changed this a week ago, and this is what's happening. Okay, I like this. So maybe if I cut back a little bit more, I'll see a little bit more of this. And once you see results, that consistency is going to kick in automatically. You just got to give it time to see some results. Sometimes it literally takes a week, just changing one thing, and that's all it takes.
Well, what about so give the audience an insight of like when you started out, like what was that goal? Was it okay? Because I know that in some of your posts you talk about the waistline. So you have like, the waistline that you're trying to, keep
Right.
tight there.
Yeah.
So, walk them through that to say, okay, hey, this is what I decided on this body part, and this is what I did to replace.
Yeah. So with me, I've been waist training for 12 years. I'm 28. Yes, I've been weight training for 12 years. So it's nothing for me to, everyone they see me, they're like, why is your waist so small? Well, I've been training it. Why it's called a waist trainer. I've been training it for 10 years. And for me, it was just, putting it on, leaving it on, and forgetting that I had it on. I would wear it when I went to work out, when I went to work. I just kind of trained my mind not to really believe that it was there until I got home and I was getting ready, to take a bath, go to sleep. But it was a mindset of just training my mind to not think it was there. Seeing it as a bigger purpose ahead of why I'm in pain right now. It also helped me not eat as much. It helped my back posture. And I looked at all the good factors in why I was doing it versus why I shouldn't have it on right now. So it was just being positive about what the change that I was making. It helped with the consistency.
So what I hear, to break this down simply for the audience here, number one, they have to start off with a positive mental attitude. So they
Yeah.
can't go in looking for all the negatives. Oh, well, I'm not eating food, or I'm not eating this, or I'm not eating that. It's really saying, oh, wow, I get to eat this because this is going to help me accomplish X.
Absolutely.
Right. My abs, or, hey, I'll lose 10 pounds and I can be able to go to the beach and show off my body and whatever. Right. So number one is a positive mental attitude.
Right.
But then number two is that, like you said, it's the consistency. So there's a book called The Slight Edge. It's by Jeff Olson. It's one of my top 5 favorite books of all times. And in this book, it talks about the person's philosophy. The reason why I believe in the warrior or the warrior at mindset of consistency is that in The Slight Edge, it says that it's not about what you do some of the days, is what you do, every single day, doing a little every day. Now, every day is not Monday through Friday. Every day is not Monday through Saturday, right? Because there's some people out there that be like, oh, every day is basically Monday through, Friday, right? But no, being fit is not like a one-time thing or a 5-time thing or a 3-day thing that you do because you go to the gym. It's a lifestyle. It's a mindset. Meaning, just like you said, like you had that waistliner. You said waist
trainer.
Yeah, waist. Yeah. So you had that on, right? I mean, but that was like throughout the day. That was at work. That was when you working out. Like, it wasn't just when you went to the gym.
No.
Right? And then even once you left the gym, you didn't stop and say, "Oh, okay, well, I can eat this. I can eat that. I can grab this soda." Which again, I don't know who would drink soda, which is like terrible for you. But again, I'm not here to judge anybody. But yeah, it's just not good at all. So right. So the mindset of consistency is really taking a step back and saying, in this book, it teaches about the philosophy of like, what is your philosophy about fitness? What is your mindset about your health? If your mindset is, I don't care because my family didn't care, well, that's not necessarily good for you, right? The recommendation is to say, hey, take your mind off of autopilot and really look at your health as, hey, it is an asset, right? It's an asset that can give you a whole gain of this. But just not to take up much of your time.
No, you're fine.
This is that this is a true story. My grandpa, a couple of years back, my grandpa passed away. So my grandpa used to smoke a lot. Drink a lot. And he passed away because of it. But what happened is that those years of like drinking and smoking caught up to him. And now when he needed his body to like fight off the bacteria because he caught cancer, that his body wasn't strong enough to fight it off, right? And so my grandpa passed away, unfortunately, but I'm glad I know that he's, with God and, his life is, saved with him. So that's good. But the point is that the whole entire time, he never was conscientious of his health. So if you don't take care of your health will not take care of you.
Absolutely.
Right?
That's right.
Right. And so this is a very important section and piece to this. So that's why I'm passionate about it. So thank you so much. But into that, right? Let's talk about this, because the reality is that we're not perfect. You say you're not perfect at all.
No.
So walk the audience through, how do they give themselves grace when they do mess up?
Right. So giving yourself grace, being patient with yourself. Ooh, patience. That is something, again, that this society has little ups and none. So this one is a big factor in your success with fitness. Because if you're one of those people that are like, if I don't see results in 4 weeks, then I'm just done. Then you just gonna be done. Because some things that you want that food to be marinated overnight. You don't want them to just throw the sauces on it right then and put it in the oven. You let that thing marinate overnight, let it soak in. That's when it tastes the best. So you need to marinate your body, your lifestyle, your food, your nutrition, your health, your workouts, whatever you're working on. It needs to marinate so it can come to full fruition, bear fruit, as they like to say. So patience, marinating. You have to give yourself some grace. You got to love yourself through the whole thing. Enjoy the journey is how you give yourself grace. Like we said in other segments, being positive, that positive mindset goes hand in hand with the patience and giving yourself grace. Because if you're happy in every moment, then you're not even really thinking about what the results are going to be, because you're happy right now. So essentially, it's easier for your body and everything else to just follow suit, because you're loving yourself right now. You're giving yourself grace right now. And that's an important place to be at in fitness.
So do you see a lot with your clients that they're harder on themselves um, a lot more than they give themselves grace? Like, do you see that a lot?
So I only have a few, but even with my Zumba classes, even though it's just now starting to pick up a little bit, even now it's most of the kings and the queens, they're understanding that it takes time to see stuff, and they also understand that there's factors outside of the workout sessions that they are liable and responsible, that I can't always be there to be like, hey, don't eat that, and you shouldn't be going downstairs at 2 a.m. to get that cheesecake in the fridge now. But I can't be that person to always be there. So that'll determine their success with working out with me, because I could just give them that portion, but at the end of the day, they still have to be accountable for what they do outside the workouts. And I think they understand that, because I make it easy. I'm not judgmental. I'm not tyrannical person. I just let you kind of do your thing and figure it out. Because what we help people do as trainers, if you're a real trainer, is help people figure their body out, because everybody's body is different. So you're learning your body is what this process is all about. And I think most of them, got it. Some people get frustrated, if they take like 2 weeks off and then they come back, and I'm trying to start them where they left off at, and their body's like, you got to go a little bit further down. They're like, oh, I'm going backwards. You got to kind of encourage, give them that encouragement, because you're gonna fall off. I fell off for months at a time during my journey. So I can't even, sit here and say I was at it every single day for the last 10 years. There were months that I did not work out and just had to, pick back up.
So how do you help them create accountable partners? Like, do you create like groups, like text groups to say, hey, here's what we're doing, or like how do you keep people motivated, but at the same time allowing themselves to have grace in that as well? Because again, sometimes a person can be an enemy to their own thoughts when not when being alone, right? So
right.
how do you create that environment for them?
So for me, I'm a very personal person. I like to get up and personal with you. So I don't do the group thing. I haven't done that yet. I talk and reach out to anybody that works out with me or dances with me. I reach out to them individually. I never put it in a group chat. As it gets bigger, I'm sure I'm going to have to, because I'm not going to have that time. But for right now, I'm just, doing it individually. So I give encouraging words like, look, you did great today. I'm glad you came out. Thank you for coming, just letting them know I appreciate their energy. And I love when people give me energy, because the energy comes back to them. So I let them know, like, look, you did awesome today. Or look, I noticed that you lost a pound, from last time. Like, I just throw out little encouraging words here and there, and they kind of just pick up on their own, to say those things to themselves when I'm not around.
Right. And just to let people know, if you want to get into like the biblical definition of grace, actually the biblical definition of grace is God's empowerment. And so when you're going through this process, God has empowered you to overcome any types of shortcomings or failures in your life, which I don't believe in failures, right? I believe that it's just challenges that people face, because you don't become it's not failures unless you accept it as like, oh, okay, I can't do anything about it. But you can do something about it, because again, as you're growing through your this process, that everyone is empowered, with the decision to get up again and do it again,
right.
and go at it again. which is again falls into grace, right? Empowering people. So you empower people to say, hey, I'm encouraging you to let you know, like, hey, this is not about perfection, it's about progression.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which is a beautiful thing, and people ask me, people are surprised when I go back home, because I'm originally from San Antonio, Texas. So I go back to Texas, and if you've never been to Texas, we do it big, okay?
I believe
and because we do it big, some of us get a little bit big there, right? we love it all, right? We love it all. The
Absolutely.
Woo! I'm telling you, the carne asadas, they're awesome. So, so when people go back and they see me, they're like, "Whoa, like you're not this," and I'm like,
right.
"Yeah, because I work out." So again, that's empowerment, grace. So thank you so much for that. So
absolutely,
let's get to those who like. I mean, yeah, I'm past that. I'm giving myself grace, and I'm out here. I'm consistent. I'm working out. I mean, I actually saw a woman the other day at Planet Fitness. Shout out to her, by the way. She was pregnant. And she was on a treadmill. And she was on a treadmill running, like power walking. And then I saw her over there, over by the bar, and it was no weights on it. But I mean, she was sweating, and I'm like, what? I'm like, she lived that, like you can do that. So, hey, shout out to her. She was
that's how you do it.
Yeah. So she's definitely in the mode. So for those who are intense about their fitness, so how do they master their workout, right? Because people are always looking for ways to improve, right? Because going into the gym and doing it over and over and over, your body kind of gets used to that.
Right.
So how can a person master their workout? And kind of walk us through how you mastered your workout.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with me and I'll branch out from there. So with 10 plus years behind me, we understand that your body's gonna get used to it. For me, especially, my body gets used to it really fast. So I'm always having to go up on my weights and stuff. So again, it's kind of like when you're giving yourself grace and all that, you're starting with the guitar strings and you start to learn to read notes, and you kind of just do that one thing, that 1% a day. For 100 days, it's going to be 100%. So I just kind of listen to my body, essentially. So if I pick up that 15-pound dumbbell and it feels a little light and I've been going at it for 4 weeks, then okay, it's time for us to go to 20. And you kind of just know when you're ready for that next level in your fitness. It's kind of like life, which is why I related it to life. It's fitness for life. Because in your life, you're going to progress. We go through school, we go 1 through 12, then we graduate, we go to college, and you progress like that. And it's no different with your fitness. You always have to get to that next level. You learned your additions first, then you learn your multiplication, then you learned about how to do the order of operations, and then you started learning about algebra. And if you kept going, you went on to get your mathematician degree or anything like that. So it's kind of just building on the foundation knowledge, and just perfecting it, to your liking, because you don't want to compare yourself to other people, because this is not their journey. Everybody, you could do the same thing the next person is doing for the same amount of time, and you're going to get totally different results. So you had to tune it in for you. And I just listen to my body, James, really is what it comes down to. If my body says, we don't want to run today, let's, go lift some weights, I'm going to go lift some weights, and I'll feel perfectly fine. No cardio, and I'm good with that. Because sometimes you just burn out. And when you burn out, you're going to take a long break, and then that's when the results slow down. So you don't want to burn out. You have to learn how to listen to your body. So that's how I kind of, step it up, just listening.
That's awesome. And what's pretty unique about this is that, I was thinking about this when you were talking, is that, the Bible says that, your body is the temple of the Lord. And so whatever a person puts in their body, God is going to reside there, right? And so why? Like, have you ever, like, the way I envision this is that it's like inviting guests over to a dirty house, right? And just,
Right.
my house is like a mess. The kitchen is not clean. The
Ooh.
bathrooms are not, clean. Like, why would you bring somebody in your house that way, right? Like,
Right.
it doesn't make any sense. And so, when it comes to fitness, that's the way I think about it. It's, hey, your body is the temple. Why would you not want to take care of your body? I'm big on this. Like, I'm big on it. Like, I remember I used to be a big soda guy and 15
Oh,
years
wow.
old. And the only reason why I was a big soda guy was because of Kobe Bryant, because Kobe used to drink Sprite. But come to find out, Kobe Bryant never drunk Sprite. He
What?
was he was just doing that because he was making money. So I was like, oh, but I was a child, I was young and not really
Oh,
smart. And I was
Lord.
like, oh my God, he drinks Sprite all the time. No, he doesn't.
Right.
So I stopped that.
Mhm.
Right, I stopped drinking that. So I haven't drank, haven't drank any soda in about 20 years. So it's been pretty cool, right? To just wake up and not have to have like high blood pressure or high cholesterol or whatever those issues that that in my generation my family
Right.
has, right?
Right.
But I wanted to break that, and again, for those who probably have those struggles as well, hey, you can break that. Like, you don't have to accept it.
No,
You
you
don't
don't.
have to accept what has gone through your family. Like, you can stand in the gap and say, hey, cancer's not coming through my bloodline, or
Right.
whatever that generational curse is. You can rebuke it, but you gotta stand strong with it, right? And this is why this talk is so important, because it's helping you to break those strongholds, those generational curses. And the only way you can do that is the mind, right? The mindset, right? Stepping into it. Obviously, you as a woman, being from Jamaica, which, by the way, great jerk chicken. I just love like the curry chicken,
Yes,
the jerk chicken. I'm like, just because of that, I'm like, hey, there's island vibes here in Columbus, Ohio, that I gotta go to and get some jerk chicken. I'm like, this is amazing.
The
right?
best.
Woo, the best, right? I'm like, woo, all right,
Absolutely the best.
Amazing stuff, like, right? So that, again, that was a commercial for Island Vibes. but no, so this is important. Health is important. So mastering your workouts, mastering your mind, mastering your meals, your nutrition, mastering consistency. You can be a master at this if you really put this in the forefront of your mind, right? And say, this is part of it.
Right. And I do want to kind of go back to one segment we talked about. I thought about it, the motivation. Motivation is not always going to be there, James. And when motivation is not there, that's when discipline has to kick in. And that discipline is basically how we wake up in the morning and we say, we just go to the bathroom, we brush our teeth, wash our face. It's just kind of like an automatic thing. We might not really want to do it, but it's just something that we know has to happen. You have to get to that mindset where discipline is like, man, I don't want to work out today. Oh, my boyfriend just broke up with me. I want to stay in this bed all week. Oh, I just got fired from this job. Oh, my school just said that I can't come back. Oh, I had to file for bankruptcy. There's so many life things or circumstances that life is going to throw at you. And you have to have that mindset like, look, my fitness needs to be on the forefront no matter how I'm feeling. You got to get out of those emotions and let that discipline kick in. And you feel better after the workout because then your mind works a little bit better to solve problems or what we think are problems with that discipline.
No, that's absolutely awesome. And I want to definitely just thank you for, blessing us with this kind of talk. So in closing, I want for you to, take some time out, let the audience know what do you have going on with your business? Because I know you're doing some Zumba classes, some training. So let us know.
I'm going to actually stand up because I know everyone's like, well, what does she even look like? I didn't put my waist trainer on. I didn't put my waist trainer on this time, you guys. But I'll tell y'all what I got going on. So basically, you can't probably see me, but basically, well, I'll do a little tour for y'all. Yeah. And that was from a 50-pound, I lost 50 pounds initially before my daughter, and I'm back doing it again. But this time I'm doing it slower and more consistent. So that's without the waist trainer. But I'm doing my Zumba classes right now. It's at the Judah event hall, and I do have, flyers on Facebook and everything. If anyone's interested, it's only a $10 donation. That's my Zumba classes. They're every 2 weeks on Saturday. The next one's on the 12th. So I definitely would like to see y'all there. It's from 12 to 1. And again, I'll post it on my Facebook if anyone decides to follow suit. Also, I do training sessions at the gym, Planet Fitness, on Wednesdays from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Any Wednesdays. So that's something that, I'm just starting and working on. And to come is hair jewelry. I got a few hair jewelry pieces getting into, and a lot of people like them, so I'm starting to work on that as well. So that'll be available in the near future. So that's what I got going on.
Wow, that's amazing. And the modeling was great, by the way. So
yes, absolutely. Hard work.
So that's June. So that is June 12th.
Yeah.
Between, you said 12
and 1. 12 and 1.
Okay, great. And people can tune in, right? They can zoom in. Can they zoom in or? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I will, once, you post a video, I'll put links or whatever I need to, so everyone can get tuned in with what's going on.
Absolutely. Yeah. So the audience can know that. So you can, even if you're not in Georgia, you can still be in Georgia virtually, doing Zumba with Jodi-Ann, which she's a professional here. So that's awesome.
Yes,
so with that being said, what departing wisdom would you give the Kingdom members, as you depart here?
I guess right now, I would just like to say thank you, James, for having me. And it was a pleasure being a part of the Royal Kingdom family success journey. It's gonna be a successful journey. I just made up my own title right then, but y'all know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's a pleasure to be here talking with these people and you. I just think God has a purpose for us all. And the first step is taking care of the gift He gave us, which is our bodies. And like you said, it's a temple. And why is it a temple? It houses the spirit. So the better we take care of this temple, the better that spirit will be, more in tune and closer you'll be to God. And that's essentially where we're all trying to kind of get to. So that is my parting words, just take care of that temple. It might be, one self-care thing, like maybe today you decided to cut your fingernails or brush your hair a little differently, put something on your skin to make it, look a little brighter, just doing little things like that. It makes a difference. It really does.
Those are wise words from a wise woman.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you so much, Jodi-Ann, for
Absolutely
joining us. Thank you so much. So for those out there, please subscribe to Kingdom Success University, to the podcast and also the YouTube channel. And I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us. Jodi-Ann, thank you again. And you have a blessed day. To view all recordings, please go to my YouTube channel, which is called Kingdom Success University, or visit my website at www.beechamsconsultingservices.com. Thank you for listening to Kingdom Success University podcast.